is Earl Bullhead, and that one's a memorial song, and that's off of Walking Red Road, Sound of America Records. And before that, we started off with Gabriel Ayala, Remembrance, off of Remembrance is the title, Canyon Records is the label. Joanelle Romero's on the line, and I'm appreciating her taking time. I know that she's busy. And how you doing?
I can't complain, and it's an honor to be here with you today, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, give it a little chance to kind of introduce yourself a little bit, and I know that you got a book coming out, and I want to know more about what's happening with Red Nation, and whatever you want to share, it's on your heart. I know that you have a lot of projects.
We do. This is our 19th year of our nonprofit organization, Red Nation Celebration. It's the longest-standing arts and cultural American Indian arts organization in Los Angeles, and we just keep growing. It's really such a blessing, and we just keep getting gifted with projects. What can I say? But we have our film festival. We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary this past November, Red Nation Film Festival, and we did something that, of course, that's never been done before. We partnered with Comcast, and they aired in 19 million homes across the country the first Native award show, which was Red Nation's award show. And it was really exciting to have that opportunity and that exposure. And that's, what we... And then this year is going to be amazing. This November, it'll be our 11th annual.
So what can we expect?
A lot. I just had a huge meeting this morning, and we're really excited about what's going on. The films, that like last year there were 10 feature films produced by Native filmmakers, and that was the first for the industry. And so this year, I'm already receiving entries, and I haven't even put the announcement out yet. And the films that I'm seeing are just amazing. This coming November is going to be absolutely outstanding. And this past November, we were able to do 3 Red Nation Film Lab conversation series, and there were 3 of them. One was Hollywood and the American Indian Blacklist, Native Women in Film and Television, and American Indian and Latinos Unite. And you can view the award show and these panels on our Red Nation television channel, which is rednationtv.com. And it was just extraordinary, all the artists that showed up to be on the panels and the conversations that were had. And we're going to continue on with this series into the future with the festival. One thing that came out of the festival this past year is we've always included our Native women in film and television, and now it's going to be its own film festival, and that's going to be the end of March in LA. So any Native women filmmakers out there, submit your films. We encourage it, and this is going to be really exciting for our Native women.
Wow. And I've been following you on Red Nation, and I know that you have having a hard time pulling it up right now, but I'd like to talk a little bit. Some of the things that hardly ever get really talked about, at least in this country, or one of them is what happened to the Native people here. And I know that you did a film a few years back, but you also have a memorial now, a Holocaust memorial. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that, just to share with our listeners that, because you yourself go to places that a lot of other people don't go, and that it needs to be out there for us in order to heal. And I just want to talk a little bit about that with you.
Sure.
And how that, like I said, I'm having trouble pulling it up on the internet, but can we talk what the memorial is about and how that came to be?
Well, I walk with my ancestors, and I'm a sun dancer, and I just in that experience and in that knowledge and support of standing on the shoulder of many people that have come before me and before us, we need to, I feel as a Native woman and as a mother, that we need to always honor our ancestors. And so in 2007, we started this American Indian Holocaust Memorial here in Los Angeles. And the first one, we had it where the downtown LA, where the Tongva and the Chumash used to meet at the water, for lack of English words, at the water pole right there. And now there's cement over that area. But we had planted a tree for the Tree of Life and the Great Law of Peace, and with our ancestors with the Iroquois Nation. And so we've continued on with this every year since then. And the vision of that is that everybody, can spend a moment in mindfulness and honor our ancestors, recognize them and plant a tree for them for our future of our grandchildren, so that we can always remember who we are and where we come from, and have respect for each other.
Absolutely, and I recommend people to watch American Holocaust when it's all over. I'll still be Indian. I know that you have had that. It's been seen all over, and I know that there's the one. That's I'm trying to. I know it's available on your website for people to get, and I just think people should watch it. It's very healing.
Well, thank you. What's amazing about that is that it was released in 2000 and then re-released in 2005 on DVD, but it has over 1.5 million views on YouTube. And I'm hesitant to take it off YouTube, but eventually it will be taken off YouTube so that it's only on our television channel. But I'm really excited. There's also these teachers that came together and created a curriculum around the film,
wow,
which we're trying to get available to the public, so that when they get the DVD, they have the curriculum for schools. So it's been a very slow, steady process in getting this film viewed by around the world, really. And the social media has been such a wonderful tool for us.
I think, I have to agree that we can get what I've seen with the social media. I know people have mixed feelings about it, but I've seen it empower so many of our Native people, especially across Turtle Island, and to be able to get something over the wire ASAP, and it's been a remarkable tool, and it's how we've all of us connect, and I think it's like anything, we need to monitor what we do. I don't mean monitor, I mean I'm on it a lot, and so I've tried to cut myself down to just when I need to go in to put something out that's real important, So so I can go more in the woods. So I'm trying to have that balance with it, but I think it's been great. And I one of the reasons why I really want to talk, I know that you're working on a book, and I know it's coming out soon, and I wanted to know a little bit more about your book, what the title is going to be, what it's going to be about. I know it's been in the making, and
for like 33 years. It's like, this is a long, long haul, let me tell you. I Leonard Cohen had, when I was 22, asked me to write my life story. And it's like, I'm 22, I'm still drinking and using. It's like, I got sober when I was 23, so I have 33 years of sobriety now. But back then, it was like, what? Write my life story? And I wrote 3 chapters, and he said, don't read it back. And I read it back, and I said, oh, my God, I don't want people to know this stuff, you know? And then I got sober, and then I had about 5 different ghostwriters, from Richard Erdos to Carolyn Dunn to all these different people. And then it just, and through this whole time, I've kept working on it. And then my son 2 years ago really got on me and said, you know, Mom, you should really write your life story. You've done so much, and you've been through a lot, and it will help a lot of people. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then I had some meetings with my friends in Malibu, and they were like, I'll read it. And I said, you would? Okay, then I'll write it. So I'm on it now. So I write every morning, and it's almost completed. And it's about the journey. I don't know. I've had so many titles. I think when it's completely finished, that the title will manifest. I know 2 nights ago, about 4 o'clock in the morning, I was awoken and given the title, and I said to myself in my dream, okay, wake up and write down the title. And I told myself I will, and then I fell back asleep and then write down the title. And it was a good one. It was a really, really good. It was the best one so far. But the book is about, Dennis Hopper was my legal guardian from 12 to 18. Excuse me. So I grew up in the Mabel Dodge house. And so there's a lot of, and it was the time when he was the most psychotic and wild and crazy. And there's a lot of stories there. My mom, I was raised on the MGM lot, basically, in this industry, and my mom recently passed. And so all the stories that I have with being in the industry my whole life, and being raised around Elvis Presley and Carol Burnett and the Smothers Brothers when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, and watching this great talent around me, has inspired me to be in this industry. And just all the stories about my healing process and getting sober. Like my last drunk was with Jessica Davis. I'll never, ever forget that. And that'll be in the book. And just my journey, how it's been for me as a woman and a Native woman in this industry. There is Hollywood, and there is a blacklist. And in more ways than one, in regards to our people and our talent. And it'll all be in the book.
Wow.
There'll be a lot of joy. I have a lot of joy in there, too, with the birth of my children and hopefully soon grandchildren.
Yeah, yay. And I'm thinking about your adventures with Carol Burnett. That got to be kind of funny.
Yeah, and then when I got sober, I ended up working with her. I even hung out like with Nancy Sinatra, and there's just like all these wonderful stories, to tell. And when my mom, as a young girl, started introducing me to ceremony and Uipi ceremony, and just and how sobriety, led me to Sundance ceremony, and it's going to be an interesting read.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to read it myself, and I know I've been following little bits of your posting of it, and it sounds like it's when it is all done, it's going to be excellent. So we're excited here to be able to read it and to share with our listeners, and so is there
So you think I should write it?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You think I should finish it,
Yes, I think that you'll probably finish it, and there'll be a part 2.
Okay. I know, it's the long, oh, gosh.
It's hard to, I haven't written anything that big, but it's hard to, like, I could just imagine, like, for myself, my little time that I've been on the planet, to try to put that all into, I don't know what the criteria is, but I'm sure that they tell you it can only be this much, and it's like, wow, what do you put in, what do you cut out, what do you, it's like everything's important because it's your life. Right.
I'm just going to hand it over and let them deal with it.
So there will be a part 2, I'm sure of it.
Okay.
So, but and is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? I know that you're at I think a gathering there, and I don't want to keep you away from your family.
Actually, I'm with my son at the Getty Villa, and it's gorgeous here, and it's amazing up here. But and they're letting me use their phone because there's no cell phone service up here. But I want to share about my children. Sage is 27, and her new record is amazing. It's just so crazy good, and you can find her on the internet, Sage and the Saints, and take a listen out there, people. It's like she's such a great songwriter. Her voice is so healing, and I'm just so proud of her. And my son is in college, and he's been doing this DJing. And then this time home for Christmas, he turned me on to his music that he's been doing, and it's like, oh my God! I mean, tears. Like, he just played me this song, and he didn't say he wrote it, and I was in tears, and I said, who wrote this? And he goes, I did. So and you can find him on SoundCloud under DJ Rain.
He's also a filmmaker too, right?
He is too. Yeah. He's
seen some of his works on the internet, and really enjoyable. So people should check him out.
Yeah, and just stay tuned in to the Red Nation Film Festival and our NativeWomenFilmTV.com and the RedNationTV.com.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking time with us and sharing. And when it gets closer to the Red Nations Film Festival, I'd like to have you come back on and just remind our relatives here, especially those that are in the California area, to come down. Or if you're able to drive or fly, I'm sure it's a good time. I know Kisa had fun.
Yeah, I mean, this past November, we had an Indian market and the first native fashion show here in LA, and a music fest. I mean, we had activities out of the 30 days of November. We had about 20 activities, 20 days about, something happening.
Yeah. And I know that one of the things that's been on my mind a lot is a lot of our folks that are crossing. And so I'm pretty sure that Charlie Hill was a friend of yours. And
I have many stories about Charlie. I challenge myself often, and I challenge myself to be a stand-up comedian, which I'm not. And I committed myself for 1 year at the Comedy Store every Monday night, and I had my friend Jesse Aragon and this other guy, comedian Chris, write stuff for me, and Paul Rodriguez and Charlie and Sam Kennison, and all these guys used to come and heckle me.
Sam Kennison,
steal my joke.
It
was so scary, and it was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I'll never do. And then Universal wanted to sign me, and it's like, what? I'm not even. I couldn't do it because, I'm not a comic, But it was fun. It was a fun experience.
I could just imagine being around those folks, and then you mentioned Sam Kennison because he's from Syracuse, and that guy is. I wonder what it'd be like to be in the room with him. So.
He is. Oh, he. My stomach always hurt around. I laughed so hard. I was always hurting. I mean, he was so crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So that'd be great to hear a little bit about that, and to share again those dates. I know it's usually in November, first week in November. So.
Yep, first 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. So that's great, and so we'll have you back, and we'll give everybody a little reminder what's in store for them.
Okay, and remember the end of March 26th through the 30th is the Native Women in Film and Television Festival. We're
Native...
trying to get Purify out here.
Oh, wow. Cool. And so that will be, people will be able to watch, you said, on Red Nation's, is it .com?
It's rednationtv.com.
Okay. And so, and that will be, again, in you said February.
End of March.
End of March, sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Well, again, thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a good night. Hug your family.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay.
Talk soon.
Toksha.
And that was Joanelle Romero speaking from Los Angeles and sharing a little bit about some of the projects she's on. Her book sounds amazing. Can't wait for it to come out. And again, this is KAOS 89.3 FM here in Olympia. And